Colton Praill is standing by for us ahead of today's vote. Colton, good morning to you. So a lot of people turned out for early voting in this race. How are things shaping up today?
Yeah, Marcia, it's about 80-some thousand registered voters here in this Battle River Crowfoot riding. 14+ thousand have voted in the advanced polls. Polls here open up at 8:30 Mountain Time. They'll go 12 hours. It's expected to be a relatively busy day. I mean, for some people in this riding, this will be the third time in just a matter of months this year that they are voting. There was a provincial by-election, of course, the federal election in April, and now this by-election as well. As you mentioned, this is one of the safest seats in the country, and you drive around the riding, you look at the signs, you talk to people in the riding, and it's very clear that still remains the case. There is a lot of support for Mr. Poilievre, as you played in those clips. There are some who are concerned. They feel that he's parachuted in, that he doesn't really know or represent the riding, but we have seen him spending the majority of the summer touring around, trying to get to know that riding a little bit better. Of course, there's always the double-pronged nature of having a party leader as your MP, where even if he is representing the riding in the House of Commons, he also has to represent the federal priorities of the party leader himself. And that was something that we saw cause some issues for Mr. Poilievre in Ottawa, in his Carleton riding, his former Carleton riding. Here, it's expected that he'll be able to bring a lot of those local issues to the national scale in a way that he's already done. Things like gun rights, the need to improve Albertan energy and get it to shore on both sides of the country. Those are things that he's already made national issues and that really resonate in this riding.
So clearly, this is an important by-election for Pierre Poilievre. It means he can return to the House of Commons and face Mark Carney. But what does this mean, bigger picture, for him and the Conservative Party if Poilievre doesn't win big?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Over the last 2 decades, the Conservative Party has won this riding with 80% of the vote in every election bar one. And that was 2021, where they won with 71% of the vote. Winning this riding is not the challenge for Mr. Poilievre. It's the beginning of what will be a challenge for Mr. Poilievre. How much he wins this riding by is going to be interesting, but ultimately partisans on both sides are going to be able to explain that away. If he wins it by a lot, it's because he's the party leader. If he wins it by very little, well, it's a by-election. It's, coming up into harvest season. There's a lot of fatigue at this point in time. On top of that, there's 214 candidates running. There are a lot of reasons that you could point to why turnout might be a little lower or why percentages might differ. And unless there is some massive magnitude of difference in how he performs compared to how Damien Couric has performed, and that's highly unlikely to happen at this point in time, for the most part, it's just win here and move on. Because as you point out, there is a lot more that he has to focus on. It's getting back into the House of Commons, yes, but it's also a leadership review coming up in January, where Conservative members are going to be deciding whether or not they want him to continue leading the party. And so as much as it's about proving he can win here, really it's about proving he can take this party back to government, because that's what this has been all about for him. This isn't how he expected to be spending his summer, certainly, and showing that he still has the ability to get Conservatives to where they want to go really is going to be what matters most. And so, from September to January, that's really going to be the priority for Mr. Poilievre. It's not so much what happens here, it's how he moves forward.
All right, Colton, thanks so much for that. We'll stay in close contact with you today. Big by-election there in Alberta.